Please rise for the invocation followed by the pledge of the flag. Loving God, as we begin this meeting, we open our hearts to receive your divine inspiration. Fill us with your Holy Spirit so that we may be guided by your wisdom and insight. Help us to think creatively and innovatively, seeking solutions that align with our purpose of running our city. We also ask that you bless Mayor Mike Lombardo and the city of Pittston, who hosted an Easton delegation yesterday and shared valuable information in managing our city in today's unruly climate. Look down on us and give us the wisdom to address our needs of our citizens. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
I knew he was going to say that. Mr. Brown?
Here.
Mr. Ettinger? Mr. Ettinger is on vacation. Mr. Pinnabone?
Here.
Mrs. Rose? Here. Dr. Ruggles?
Here.
Ms. Sultana? Here. And Mayor Panto?
Here. We'll move on to approval of the agenda. Move to approve. Second. I'd like to make a motion to remove Bill number 68, an ordinance establishing the city of Easton as a welcoming city.
Mayor, it's just for introduction.
I know it's going to be an introduction.
I
I want to remove it from the agenda.
agree. I second.
All right.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? The last thing I think we need to do is this type. We are a welcoming city. We welcome every immigrant. I think our record shows that. And to put this on the agenda brings attention to the city of Easton that I don't think we need. And it's very upsetting to me, who has worked hard the last 18 years to make our city a welcoming city, to make our city, whether they be LGBTQ or immigrants, we welcome all people. We've proven that time and time again, and I think this just validates what we're doing, and so why put it in an ordinance? I think it's very disturbing to me that we would do this.
It should not be disturbing, Mayor. I mean,
Very disturbing.
It should not. Just like we ensure our commitment to other marginalized communities, it's important to ensure our commitment for immigrant communities.
We do. Every day we do it. Every day we do it.
We do it every day, and what is wrong for documented it?
Well, it's been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Sure. Mr. Pinnabone?
Aye.
Mrs. Rose?
Aye.
Dr. Ruggles?
Aye.
Ms. Sultana?
No.
Mayor Panto?
Aye.
And Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Okay, we'll move on to.
Oh, Mayor, 1 second.
Wait, hold on.
People online, Madison, they're saying there's no sound on the video online.
Might be a minute.
I ran them off.
Action on our minutes of July 23rd.
So moved.
Second. Moved and seconded. Discussion. Any additions, deletions, or corrections? Roll call.
Mr. Pinnabone?
Aye.
Mrs. Rose?
Aye.
Dr. Ruggles?
Aye.
Ms. Sultana?
Aye.
Mayor Panto?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
There's a presentation to City Council. Mr. Campos?
No, there's nothing on.
Well, who's on the board? Who's at the podium? I don't either.
No presentations.
It got removed. There was one on the original agenda.
Public comment on agenda items only.
Please state your name, spell it, and your address, please.
Mark Rosenzweig. I live here in Easton. I'm at the Governor Wolf Building, and I'm speaking here tonight as a member of the Lehigh Valley Democratic Socialists of America, an organization committed to democracy, equality, solidarity with working people, of every background. The welcoming city ordinance that you've just taken off the agenda was about making values
Sir, I'm
real in
sorry.
our community.
I'm sorry, but you're not allowed to comment on that because it's off the agenda. It's not on the agenda anymore.
You can,
I'm
It-
discussing
wait.
you're
Do that at the
taking
end.
it off the agenda.
If you want to talk about it, you have to
Yeah.
talk about it at the end of the meeting. You
Mayor,
can talk
is-
about it at the end of the
Mayor,
meeting.
isn't this because it was advertised for 24 hours before, and because we've done that before?
no.
Mr. Shear?
Yeah, I think because it's been removed from the agenda, the appropriate place for public comment would be at the conclusion of the meeting. There's no harm to the public or the citizens' right to be heard. It's just a matter of then getting through the agenda items in a proper fashion and then being able to address any miscellaneous comments by anybody from the
Okay,
public.
Bart, you'll be able to address the city council at the end of the meeting.
Just a quick question, Mr. Xu. Is that a legal matter?
I don't follow when you say it's a legal matter. It's a matter of our
Parliamentary matter.
procedure.
According to procedure, I mean, it's my genuine question. Since it was on the agenda, right, and it was published for
Right.
the public,
Right, so the public would have, the thing is, the purpose of the comments before you begin the business part of the meeting is to have input for things you might take action on. Since there's nothing for you to take action on now, the appropriate place for the comments would be at the end. And it's all a matter of expediting the process to make sure business gets done, and then the business that remains on the agenda gets done, and then the public has the right to comment.
so it's your suggestion, right?
It's my opinion.
Okay, thank you.
It's procedure too.
No, it's procedure.
It's parliamentary.
Yeah, it's my
Okay.
opinion as to the
Is
proper
there anybody else in the
procedure.
public want to address city council on agenda items? We'll move on to consent agenda. There's nothing on the consent agenda. There's nothing reports received by council, so we'll move right into reports of committees. Finance Committee, Vice Mayor Brown.
Thank you, Mayor. Last night we met and we talked about the city vision going forward. It was a very healthy discussion about things that we look forward to. We did get information given to us last night. Council did have some questions about it, but going forward, I'm sure we will talk about that some more. I don't have anything for the agenda this evening, so that's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, very good. Economic Development Committee, Mr. Councilman Pinnabone.
Mayor, I have two topics. One is about the dog park from the other day. Do you want to address that in your report?
I will be addressing it, but
All
you
right.
can address it.
No, you got it. The only other thing I have is this Sunday is my annual back to school drive. This year I was approached by our nonprofit partners, Third Street Alliance, the library, Cops and Kids, the Easton Area School District, Lafayette College, Project of Easton, St. Luke's, Lehigh Valley Health Partners, many more. They're all partnering this year. So again, we're gonna have close to 400 book bags stuffed, haircuts, the Easton High School marching band. It's gonna be another great event. The difference this year is the Teamsters and the school district have partnered, and they're gonna run free buses back and forth from Paxnos in the West Ward and Cheston to get kids from the West Ward and South Side down to the event and then get them back. It starts at 12 p.m. at Scott Park this Sunday. That's all, Mayor.
Mayor, I forgot to tell you in council that I will be on vacation the entire next week and will return on the 26th.
Okay, very good. Planning and Codes Committee, Mr. Councilmember Rose.
Thank you, Mayor. Last week, the Easton Planning Commission met, just a bit of a warehouse update. I know probably the thing I get contacted about most from the residents. They voted to recommend denial of a request to allow the Wood Avenue warehouse, the proposed warehouse on Wood Avenue. That would allow the developers to construct within a designated floodplain. So their recommendation to deny will go to zoning on Monday. The Monday zoning meeting will be Monday, August 18th at 6 p.m. in this room. So if anyone is interested in speaking out about the warehouse, they should attend that meeting. Also, I've also received some correspondence from residents regarding Lafayette College is also on the agenda, the zoning agenda on Monday, requesting a billboard sign variance. It looks like their proposed sign exceeds the current sign ordinance, so they will be asking for the variance at that meeting. Additionally, I attended yesterday the Pittston visit with the Easton delegation. It was a great day of collaboration, and I'd like to thank for the invitation. Looking forward to them coming to the city. And this morning there was an EBA ribbon cutting for the Glaze, the new donut shop on the 100 block of Northampton Street. We had a great turnout for that event to welcome them to Easton. And also on Friday there will be a ribbon cutting for the Whiff Shop, which is the Lehigh Valley's first perfumery. That's also on the 100 block of Northampton Street. It's Friday at 4 p.m. I also attended the RDA's ribbon cutting for their new 4-unit affordable housing project today, and saw many other of the mayor and council members there. Beautiful building. They did such a great job with that property. That's all I have.
Thank you, Madam Mrs. Rose. Public Safety Committee, Councilmember Ruggles.
I have no report, but I would like to inform council, I will not be at the next council meeting or at the preceding, if there is one, committee meetings. So I will be on vacation, I think somewhere out in the middle of Lake Huron.
Oh, you're on
Enjoy.
Great Lakes cruise. Public Works, Mr. Edinger's not here. Administration, Councilmember Sultana.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor, I just want to piggyback what Councilwoman Rose talked about, the ribbon cutting of RDA's affordable housing building. I'm just honored and excited to say that after 2 years of serving as a vice president of Home Easton with dedicated board members, some of them were present there. Mr. Ruggles, former Councilman David O'Connell, and our RDA members, Michael Brett, along with you, Mayor, and other Councilman Pintabone. So we were just thrilled to officially cut the ribbon on 4-unit affordable housing in partnership with the Third Street Alliance, the Women and Children Shelter, and Safe Harbors, the homeless shelter. This transitional housing initiative will provide safe, stable, and supportive homes for individuals and families transitioning out of the Third Street Alliance shelter. We toured the buildings. We toured the housing. It's more than just a building. It's a fresh start, a place of hope, and a step forward long-term stability for those who need it the most. And I do want to thank everybody for joining us today. That's all I have, Mayor.
Very good. It was a great event on the 800 block of Ferry Street. It was the old Italian Presbyterian Church. It was Little Italy there. My grandparents grew up on that street. My dad, so I know it well. It was very interesting to be there and see it. What I like about it as a person who grew up in public housing, it doesn't look like poor housing. They're really
Beautiful.
modern, beautiful, really nice apartments. Moving on to report of the city solicitor, Mr. Shear.
Thank you. The council had an executive session yesterday between 5:30 and 6 o'clock, during which time there was a discussion on property interest and negotiations, as well as personnel matter, namely the potential contract with the firefighters.
Very good. Correspondence, Madam Clerk.
So we received,
I'm so sorry, Mayor, I apologize. Can we just add a congratulations to Mr. Campos? If you want to do it, Mayor, you can do it.
Oh, it's on my list. I forgot my own report.
I know I saw it.
It's all good.
We'll give him a congratulations.
We want to congratulate you on being appointed, number one, to the Governor's Latino Advisory Committee, and also to be now named the chairman. So we're really happy about that.
Well, thanks, Mayor.
Congratulations.
Last one you get, Louis. Enjoy it.
And the ribbon cutting today, I think I made my comments. Yesterday's Pittston visit was very, as one person asked me on the way up, why are we going there? They're much smaller than us. I said, because they're doing things right and they're doing a lot of things. And we went up there yesterday and found out they were doing a lot of things. So I want to thank Mayor Lombardo and his staff. We had council members from here and there with us, so that was good. And we had staff members teamed up with each other. So it was a good visit. They'll be coming back down to Easton in a few weeks.
Mayor,
Also, yes.
Mayor, I have a correspondence. We received, I'm sorry, you can go ahead actually, you can finish and then I can open in the meantime. I apologize for that.
That's no problem. You can do it.
I'm just trying to open it.
Am I up?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
As soon as she's done, then I'll finish my report.
Okay. I apologize.
Mayor, can
Okay.
okay, go ahead.
So we received, and I'm sure everybody else was also CC'd with this email. So we received an email from Chase.
Kratzer.
I'm sorry,
Kratzer.
Kretzer. Chase
Councilwoman,
Kretzer.
just for the record, I know you're reading it off your phone. That's what she's about to read in under correspondence to the city.
Oh, go ahead, please. Yeah. Are you reading the email, right?
Well, I wasn't gonna read the entire email because I emailed it to all of you. That's who he requested, to the mayor and to city council members.
But you're announcing it now.
I'm going to announce it after the mayor's finished.
Report.
That could work. Yeah. But if you can read the whole entire email because that's what he requested.
Okay,
Yes. If you want, I can do that.
And we have to
Karen.
permit it.
I'm sorry, Mary,
Go
go
ahead,
ahead.
Madam Clerk. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Should we finish the reports?
No, because that was before us.
No, correspondence is 12. We still got your report and Lewis's.
Yeah.
Hello, Mayor and Council. Attached to this letter are 3 different draft ordinances that I created for consideration by City Council. One of them establishes a citywide Department of Homeland Security, which will work on dealing with immigration, terrorism, prevention, event security, and implementing symbolic legal statements made in regards to international affairs. There are 2 other draft ordinances to supplement that. One of them deals with immigration. It includes statements regarding non-cooperation from overreach by ICE, inclusion in regards to language, and a statement declaring the city of Easton as a welcoming city, as previously considered by City Council. The last ordinance is in regards to Cuba, and it includes statements denouncing the designation of Cuba as a state sponsor of terrorism, support for democratic transition of Cuba's government, and a statement that the city of Easton will consider entering a sister city relationship with a town in Cuba, a relationship to be overseen by a citywide Department of Homeland Security. I'd like to request that this letter and discussion on the attached resolutions be discussed at an upcoming board meeting during the correspondence section of the meeting. I believe it is an area of interest in the city, given past considerations of similar measures by the city and recent actions taken by the federal government. I should also add that there are other cities, Bridgeport, Connecticut, Bronxville, Texas, Long Beach, California, and Charleston, West Virginia as examples that do have departments of offices of Homeland Security. So there is precedence for having this department. I look forward to seeing the city's work on this area. Sincerely, Chase Kratzer.
I just want to mention that we had Easton night at the Iron Pigs a couple weeks ago. We offered we had over 115 employees and their families there back at the patio with free food and drinks, and we made it sort of like an event for the all city employees, and we had a good showing from them. Kurt Landis, who was the president and CEO of the Iron Pig, said it was one of the best cities that actually came out. They really enjoyed working with the city of Easton. And we also had, in this past week, we had the dedication of the dog park by Danny Cohen and his dog Quincy. And I just want to say that Danny's been a lifelong resident of Easton. He was involved in many things. When I was in college, him and his partner Norman Seidel were the solicitors for the Easton Redevelopment Authority, and they were the solicitors probably for about 40 years. So we want to wish them well. And the dog park was done by our own in-house. So Dave, I want to say thank you to you guys because they did a really nice job.
Beautiful.
Okay.
My dogs are
Now-
loving the dog park. Thank you.
Now, Mr. Shearer, anything else? Okay. Correspondence. You already read. That was the only one.
There was, but we need Mr. Campos.
Yeah, I will get to him in a minute.
Okay.
Mr. Campos, your report.
Couple items, Mayor, and I agree with you regarding the Piston trip. I think it was an eye opener on the amount of projects I guess they're doing per their population. It's pretty significant. It was an eye opener, and I thought overall it was a good trip. There was something to be learned from there on how they carry their relationships. The mayor carries the relationships throughout the city and then the state level too. In addition to that, I did attend a parking authority executive roundtable in Bethlehem that consisted of other parking authorities from throughout the state. It was well attended. I do have some takeaways, Mayor, and I'll share them with you. There was a public hearing last night, so I just want to put that on the record that regarding the capital improvement plan. There was also we have the administration and the IAFF, that's the fire union, have a tentative agreement. We're working out the details with the union right now, and the plan is to for the union to present that document to their body for a vote. So I will keep you posted. There's a potential by the next meeting we could have something on the agenda. Usually it takes a little bit of time. We have to put that, while we have the terms agreed upon in a tentative agreement, we have to agree to then the actual very detailed wording that comes next, and we're working on that right now. And then lastly, two things. I submitted to council the 2024 it's a fire report that details the incidents that occurred last year, and as was submitted, there's about a 50-50 split between emergency and non-emergency calls. If there is, I believe 51 to 49 on the non-emergency calls. When you drill down on the fire calls specifically, about 83% were false alarms. That's something that I found concerning, and something that I'm going to dig into with the chiefs, so we can look into that and see how we can mitigate those false calls to help reduce the amount of time that we're responding, so we can be prepared to respond when a big emergency does happen. Sometimes there is overlap with multiple calls at the same time, so we want to try to reduce that. The last thing then I do want to say is, on that note, my interns, and to my left, I have Eva Marie Galeja, who's going to be a senior at Easton High School. You all heard her speak at during the mayor's camp. Two other interns spent time with me for the last 3 weeks, Evelyn Perez and Olivia Draus. They really dug in and worked on a lot of different projects, and whether they know it or not, I actually listened to them as they worked on projects and their opinions, and they were helpful. So I want to thank you for joining the team, and thank you for coming tonight. And I know that I'm going to be seeing you soon. Eva told me that she wants to go into government, and I think that's fantastic. Great. So nice job. And Mayor, I'm taking the interns out to breakfast tomorrow morning, so you're more than welcome to join us. And that's all I have for my report.
Louis,
Tomorrow's our last day. That's why I'm taking.
Louis, thank you so much for your report that you sent out. It was very easy to follow it and to break it down, and the pie chart was very good.
Okay. If you guys have any questions, please email them to me. We could elaborate more on that data. Thank you.
You get the correspondence from Chase Kratzer, who was also a member of this Mayor Summer Youth Camp about 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, a little more than that.
So we'll go right into unfinished business, Madam Clerk.
Bill number 64, an ordinance repealing Chapter 415-15, annual auction of vendor spaces.
So moved.
Second.
Moved in second, discussion. Roll call.
Dr. Ruggles?
Aye.
Ms. Sultana?
Aye.
Mayor Panto?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Pinnabone?
Aye.
And Mrs. Rose?
Aye.
Bill number 65, an ordinance whoa. Okay, Bill number 65, an ordinance adding criteria for painting of yellow curbs at intersections.
So moved.
Second.
Moved in second, discussion.
Mayor, just a question for Mr. Hopkins. Mr. Hopkins, when you finish, or maybe after so many, could you just send an email update to council on which intersections have been taken
Yeah,
care
so
of?
Mr. Pinnabone doesn't park there. He'll know where they are.
I'll know now if they're painted. Thank you. That's all, Mayor.
Ms.
New
Sultana?
business.
Aye.
No, we got to vote on
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Aye.
Thank you. Mayor Panto?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Pinnabone?
Aye.
Mrs. Rose?
Aye.
And Dr. Ruggles?
Aye.
New business? Okay. I have 2 bills for introduction. Bill number 67, an ordinance amending section 560-67B, adding 560-67B3, allowing fire chief and deputy fire chief to enforce and issue parking citations as introduced by Dr. Ruggles.
Didn't we decide that they would be just fire-related parking citations? So we should add in there fire-related.
Yeah, if you read it, they only talk about 3 different things.
Yeah, I saw that.
Hydrants, and it's not fire, it deals with
Fire-related
fire safety.
hydrants
And from
Fire
the
truck.
corner, no, it says from the corner, the
30 feet.
the distance, they don't, I mean, it doesn't talk about 30 feet, it just talks about the ordinance itself that allows for that. And the idea there is that if the chief identifies corners that because people are parking there, creates difficulties for the trucks to maneuver, they can ticket for that purpose. So it's already in the ordinance. It defines 3 specific sections of the
So-
Pennsylvania Vehicle Code.
So introduced.
Second. Oh, it's
Introduced.
introduced,
Oh,
yes,
introduced.
yes, I'm sorry.
Okay. Bill number 68, an ordinance establishing the city.
This one is removed.
Oh, that's right,
This one is
sorry
removed.
about that.
Table. Take it home.
Our next item is a resolution approving the purchase of a 24-inch milling head for the highway department.
So moved.
Second.
Moved in second, discussion. Roll call.
Ms. Sultana?
Aye.
Mayor Panto?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Pinnabone?
Aye.
Mrs. Rose?
Aye.
Dr. Ruggles?
Aye.
We have a resolution approving Palmer Township's Act 537 Sewage Facilities Plan Update.
So moved.
Second.
David, why do we have to do this? I mean, it's another municipality. I mean, we didn't really send it out to be reviewed. We're assuming it's right.
Yeah, we're considered part of the Lehigh River planning area, so all the other municipalities in there apparently just have to sign off, even though it has absolutely nothing to do with us. They're just putting new piping in and getting rid of an older pumping station,
Okay.
and so.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Hopkins.
Okay. Mayor Panto?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Pinnabone?
Aye.
Mrs. Rose?
Aye.
Dr. Ruggles?
Aye.
And Ms. Sultana?
Aye.
We have a resolution approving design proposal from Michael Baker International to design 17 ADA ramps in downtown.
So moved.
Second.
Moved in second, any discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Pinnabone?
Aye.
Mrs. Rose?
Aye.
Dr. Ruggles?
Aye.
Ms. Sultana?
Aye.
Mayor Panto?
Aye.
A resolution approving the right-of-way agreement with Med Ed for 1164 Bushkill Drive.
So moved.
Before we move, could we do all this in a block?
Yeah, just do them, all 3 of them.
make a motion to move 1164, 1111, and 1100.
Second.
Okay.
Discussion? David, you wanna just explain why what this means? They're gonna move them from one side of the street to the other?
So MedEd's new policy is that anytime there's a pole relocation, they want to guarantee themselves the ability to maintain that pole. So they ask for a 20-foot or a 25-foot diameter radius around the pole. We need to relocate, I think it's four or five poles on Bushkill Drive, simply for the purchase of being able to lift the new proposed bridge in place that will connect the iron and metal property to the Arts Trail. We can't get the size machine in there to do the pick that we need to because of the requirements to keep the boom 15 feet away from high tension wires at all times. So it's really, it's a lot of work just to do one pick, and then we're gonna have to move the poles back after we're done. So there'll be an additional cost for that. Only because they have rules about the different types of voltages running next to each other, so they're gonna have to push them back to separate the different voltages on either side of Bushkill Drive.
So are these gonna be on the house side of the street or the?
So the poles will be relocated to the north side of Bushkill Drive temporarily. Then we'll bring the machine in, pick the new bridge, get that set in place, and then that's really the only reason we have to move the poles, and then we have to move them back. So, I mean, we have a grant for the bridge, but the pole relocation and moving it back is probably going to approach 200,000 to get the work done.
So after the poles get moved back, then we rescind the right of ways?
We would change the right of I guess, is rescind the right way, or?
That's what you and I discussed. I mean, I wanted to have a provision that would essentially rescind the right of way, and it was determined that the only way that happens is by it going back to MedEd, and which for a revision, which means going into a black hole and having it perhaps getting a response back in the next 2 decades. But so in order to get this done now, the decision was made to move forward with it as written, with the idea that once it has been moved, we can then ask them, would they please rescind it?
You're correct. Well, the easement applies to the pole. So I'm assuming almost by default there won't be an easement anymore because they actually don't define a legal description for the easement. It's simply for the telephone pole.
So the pole's not there.
So if the pole's not there, they don't have any right of way
It's you said it's 25 foot?
in diameter in a circle around the pole.
Do we have control of that amount of area?
We do now because we own the property.
These are all, I thought these were where the houses were.
No, these are right on the road.
Oh, okay.
And so, but we do have to be careful because there's a proposed development out
Right,
there.
that's what I was worried about.
So, I've been speaking with the designers at MedEd that, we can't later on replace the pole and put the pole 20 feet into the property and then another 25 feet, the building will be set back 50 feet. So,
And there's rocks left there.
so it is definitely, there won't be any affected right of way on the north side anymore. It'll be the south side when the poles go back. This new requirement will be there. But I've been in touch with VM. I've been speaking with the designers just to make sure that we don't end up affecting the future development, but with the poles.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Humpkins.
Okay. A resolution approving an agreement with all city management
We have a
services.
motion.
We have to
Oh, that's
vote on
Vote
it.
on a motion
sorry.
for all three of them.
Gonna do a roll call.
Okay. Mrs. Rose,
Aye.
Dr. Ruggles,
Aye.
Mrs. Sultana,
Aye.
Mr. Brown,
Aye.
Mr. Pinnabone,
Aye.
and Mayor Panto.
Aye.
Yes, I did see that. I'll get that. And then the last one, approving.
We already did it. All three of them are lumped together.
Okay.
We're doing the crossing guard.
Okay. A resolution approving an agreement with All City Management Services, Inc. for crossing guard services.
So moved.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Dr. Ruggles,
Aye.
Mrs. Sultana,
Aye.
Mr. Brown,
Aye.
Mayor Panto,
Aye.
Mr. Pinnabone,
Aye.
Mrs. Rose.
Aye.
Mayor, I apologize. I had one question. It's not going to hinder the vote or anything. I don't remember seeing on the packet what the account was from last year. Are we increasing it all, or are we staying the same as last year?
Same.
Okay, thank you.
We have a resolution adding job description for junior foreman.
So moved.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Sultana,
Aye.
Mr. Brown,
Aye.
Mayor Panto,
Aye.
Mr. Pinnabone,
Aye.
Mrs. Rose,
Aye.
Dr. Ruggles.
Aye.
A resolution amending the salary and wage resolution.
Move.
Second.
Madam Clerk, the only thing we're changing in the salary and wages, the adding of this junior foreman and the
And wage.
salary. All right, I just want to make sure because it was not track changed. I didn't know which,
Thought it was
my copy was.
in this. Just bear with me a quick second. Time's up.
Second.
Okay. Oh, mine, maybe you printed without being in color.
I always do in color.
No, I don't have it.
It's page 3?
I'm on page 3. Junior foreman is a light gray, which meant.
Okay.
Okay.
Ms. Sultana,
Aye.
Mr. Brown,
Aye.
Mayor Panto,
Aye.
Mr. Pinnabone,
Aye.
Mrs. Rose,
Aye.
Dr. Ruggles.
Aye.
At this point in our meeting, we are now at the point where public can speak about anything they would like, any comments, questions, or questions about the city of Easton. Bart, you don't have to give your name again. We
Right,
have your name.
thank you.
Good.
Well, as I said, I'm speaking here as a member of the Lehigh Valley Democratic Socialists of America, and I have to say that I'm very disappointed that this council has rejected and taken off the agenda the welcoming city ordinance. Tonight's vote itself sends a message, or rather the vote to take it off the agenda sends a message, one I believe does not reflect the best values of Easton. Our immigrant and refugee neighbors contribute immeasurably to our community, to its vitality, yet they now remain without protections that this ordinance would have provided. This measure would have made clear that safety and dignity are not negotiable, that city services are for everyone, regardless of immigration status, and that our local resources should not be used for federal immigration enforcement. Instead, Easton has chosen to leave those commitments unwritten and uncertain. The need, however, has not gone away. People will still face discrimination. Many will still live in fear of reporting crimes or accessing city services. That fear weakens our whole community because public safety depends on public trust, and trust is built on justice and not on suspicion. Anti-immigrant fear-mongering has been used for generations to divide working people against each other. The decision tonight feeding that division, in my opinion, when what we need is solidarity, weakens the true strength of Easton, which will never come from scapegoating, but from standing together. While the council may have said tonight, the fight for fairness, respect, and compassion in this city is not over, despite what you've said. We will continue to organize, to advocate, to insist that everyone who lives here belongs here. Thank you very much. I appreciate your attention.
We agree with you, Mr. R. We agree with you 100%. It has nothing to do with that. It's putting a target on our back by letting Mr. Trump know that we are now a welcoming city. We don't want to do that. I mean, you're putting more fear in these people by passing this than by not passing it.
Mayor, aren't we target already? We do have ICE in the city of Easton, like couple of times. The fund has been cut. Like we are already under target.
Mayor, Mayor, if I may, thank you for your comment. A couple of things, and
Thank
I
you,
spoke at length with Councilwoman Gerlach from Allentown this past Saturday. They have the welcoming ordinance, we don't. Now, I don't know if it paints a target or not. I can't, there's no way in the world I could tell you what Trump is thinking. But 15 individuals have been removed from Allentown, 2 in the city of Easton. 13 that were removed in Bethlehem, 10 were returned back to Bethlehem. They had I-9s, they were fine. So 3 in Bethlehem, 2 in Easton, and over 14 or 13, 14, whatever, in the city of Allentown. I appreciate everyone wanting to fight for our immigrant community. I have spoken to many of our immigrant community, including a message that I got from a Hispanic business owner on Facebook today, who informed me that she sent the same message to Councilwoman Sultana, and they're asking that we stop doing this, to stop making it worse. Now, the DSA is part of a group who have put phone numbers together to alert when certain things are happening. I get those calls. They ask me for confirmation. I call our chief or I call our mayor. They give the confirmation. None of these 2 incidents that happened in Easton, our police were not involved. I'm sure there's police stations or police officers in some part of the country that are helping and assisting ICE with their job. It's not the Easton Police Department. The issue that our businesses are having is this ordinance, as I spoke to the councilwoman via text today, it's telling us not to do things that we don't do. It's not stopping anything, and our Hispanic community is asking that we stop bringing attention to it, including the woman who I'll share her name with you afterward because she emailed Councilwoman Sultana and myself.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, trying to balance the act, but the people we're trying to protect are telling us to stop. You know, I can fight all I want. At the end of the day, they're not going to take me anywhere, right? I'm not in jeopardy. My family's not in jeopardy, but these people are. And I talk to them and I listen to them, and they're telling us to stop. So, you know, I can't support something that the people we're trying to protect are telling me not to do. But I do appreciate your time. Thank you.
My question is, do those people understand the bill? Because the bill clearly does not limit, ICE to do their jobs.
They do. What they said to me was, and I shared it with 2 of them, the bill stops Easton Police and staff and this and that from participating. What they said is, we don't see Easton Police participating. Do something that's going to stop ICE from coming in and grabbing us. And I said, well, we can't do that. They said, then stop wasting our time. That's what they said. And I've asked you, and I told you to go around.
Stop wasting their time?
Stop wasting their time. We're passing bills that don't protect them. Our Easton Police Department are not assisting ICE. We're not. None of us are.
The more we will do protect ourselves to bring lawsuits, we will just assign the thing that our police will do and can do and cannot do. And I agree with you because I have spoken to Mr. Chief a couple of times when the ICE was in the area, and I acknowledge that our police was not involved. But at the same time, the thing we are doing already, like not participating with ICE, is exactly what will be written in the ordinance. That's all.
But again, and respectfully, we're passing something that doesn't do anything. We're trying to fix a problem that doesn't exist. You're saying that our police aren't participating, but yet we're going to do a policy that says our police are not participating.
Frank, if I may, by passing this ordinance, we would affirm that Easton stands with the immigrant residents of our community, that we reject the politics of fear that Trump is trying to impose on us, and that we will write into our legislation fairness, respect, and compassion. And I think that's meaningful to a lot of people in the immigrant community who may not have spoken to you because their voices are not often listened to, and because they are afraid.
And you might be right, and I'm sure you're right. I'm sure there's people I haven't spoken to, but the ones I have spoken to, and I'm not talking about our Puerto Rican residents, our Dominican residents. I'm talking about our South American residents, which that's just the majority of our population. They're telling us one of them have a restaurant, and when they heard ICE was in town 2 weeks ago, which turned out to be Easton Police SWAT team having a drug raid on the 1300 block of Lehigh, they shut their doors, closed their blinds, put a cardboard up in front of their door while their customers were still eating. That's what they had to do to keep everybody calm. They told me, and if you would like, and I'll ask them if they'll take a meeting with you and Councilwoman Sultana, they said, knock off the BS. And they didn't say BS. They said, all you're doing is making it worse for us. These ordinances are not protecting us from ICE. So please stop. And I said, I will pass it along to the Councilwoman.
Well, again, this is not to quote to quote protect, but also ICE would do their job as is. We are just telling our police department what they can and cannot do, and the thing they are already doing, like by not participating. And Mr. Pindabone, if you don't mind, like this is the kind of same questions or concern that were raised during the the marijuana bill. Like people will start smoking. No,
It's different though. It's different.
no, but the questions are very similar.
But it's different with the marijuana. It was Easton Police imposing an infraction on people. This isn't Easton Police.
No, it was a federal issue, right? The state issue. But we made sure, right? Because I don't feel like political ideology come from top to the bottom. It always grow bottom to the top. So what we do when we do something, we always do on the grassroots levels, on local level. So, and I'm not saying the legalization of marijuana was a wrong decision. You know, I think we did an amazing job by passing that bill. But at the same time, this is the kind of same questions like, oh, we are interrupting federal law. We are not. We are just telling our police department. And there was a question saying that, oh, we are not arresting anyone anyway, right? But we still did that to make sure, like, even though they are not arresting with a small amount of marijuana, but still, we still put it in the paper, right? We documented it.
I think the difference is if our police were not arresting and charging for small amounts of marijuana, I would have never brought the ordinance up. If they're not charging for small amounts of marijuana, I'm not bringing an ordinance saying don't charge for a small amount of marijuana. There's no problem there. If you're talking about fighting from the grassroots, if you came with a plan that stopped ICE, blocked ICE, they couldn't come into Easton, then you're talking about fixing a problem. You want to fix something that's not there, there's no problem. Our police aren't helping.
This is the movement. There are 8, 9, 10 cities across the Pennsylvania who passed the marijuana, including, who passed the welcoming city bills, including the biggest city like Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Erie County, Lancaster, Allentown. Like, there are big cities who actually, I mean, there is a county, I think it's the county of Montgomery, if I'm not wrong. They passed the welcoming city bill. So this is the kind of movement. I mean, what we did to legalizing the marijuana is we built a movement on grassroots level, like on local level. And this is exactly what we would need to do, you know, by passing the welcoming city bill.
Could you tell me, and I don't know if you can, you could email it to us later. Can you tell me how many ICE arrests have happened in those 10 municipalities that have did the welcoming? We've already said over 13 in Allentown.
And
Can
how
you tell
many
me for the most?
how many have been prevented?
Right.
I mean,
Right.
that we don't have that. I don't see any of
I
that
mean,
data.
with all due respect, and Josie Lopez is a friend, I spoke to her. I saw her on video screaming at an ICE agent to let this person go, let this, let him go, do that. And I said, Josie, why don't you tell him you had an ordinance? She got mad at me for a second. The ordinance didn't stop. It didn't help them. Allentown police were nowhere to be found. They're coming in. They're not even alerting our police department that they're in the city. They're coming in, doing what they're leaving. So this bill doesn't help anything. It's not going to correct one thing. And I know, listen, you guys can tell me it will. I can say it won't. So I took it out of my own understanding, right? Because this isn't something I deal with on a personal level. So I spoke to the community that deals with it. And they all told me, including the business owner that emailed you and I, please stop. So I'm leaning on them. This is something that affects them and their family. This is something they're worried about. they're telling me to please stop. You're making it worse for us because they're going to come in here more. Mackenzie's going to come in here more. They're going to, like they do Allentown, over 13 in Allentown, 2 in the city of Easton.
So again, it's not gonna stop them, but it will it will actually put limitation on our police department for not to participate in. The rest it will be the same. And
I hear
also
what you're
speaking
saying.
about the businesses, I have spoken to many businesses, many community leaders. I reached out to David Harinkar, immigration law attorney, senior staff attorney on American Civil Liberties Union. Caitlin, she's a director of Frameworker Legal and Clinic. And I have run, survey talking to immigrant communities in the city and local businesses run by immigrants and non-immigrants. And they all are in support of the city's commitment to stand with, against Trump's, I would say cruel anti-immigration policies. And like a lot of people, a lot of groups actually, I mean, not just regular community, people are grouping up, people are organizing to make sure the city does pass those kind of ordinance, or at least do something to make sure, because they are not just targeting criminals. If it's on the criminal, that we're fine with that, yes, go take the criminals, but due process is the thing. This is what we are resisting against.
You're making yourself clear. I understand what you're saying, but I think we disagree on. We want to pass something that tells the police what to do or what not to do. They're not doing it anyway.
May I interject a comment or two? I think that the point is that there is a movement in this country to protect immigrants against this ICE gangsterism. And we could, as a municipality, the city of Easton, join in that movement of other municipalities and help form a front of sorts of public opinion against this kind of brutality. And this will affect policy,
Well,
not locally, but nationally. If municipality after municipality joins in this movement to create welcoming cities or something like that, we are doing something which is effective not in the most immediate sense, but effective nonetheless to fight against this and to educate people about the necessity of fighting against it. And that would be of practical political value.
But I think we have and I'm not disputing it, we have a resolution, Councilman Ruggles, correct me if I'm wrong, that kind of states what you just said. And if the council wanted to add a line to it, that, we don't support, Guatemalan residents being deported to Cuba or here or there and what's happening, you want to add a line to Councilman Ruggles' resolution, I'm okay with that.
It
To
is
say we
aligned.
don't support what Trump is doing, but to say I can't support what my police officers are doing, they're doing what we want them to do.
True enough.
And they're doing, and I got to tell you, they're doing great. I've heard from residents, even our Hispanic residents, who said we love the Easton Police Department. If there was a problem with the Easton Police Department, or anybody, I'd be pushing too. I could look for fault, I can't find it. So if you want to add a sentence, this is just my opinion. I don't speak for council. If you want to add a line in Councilman Ruggles' already existing resolution from some years ago that says, I'm okay with that. To say we don't like, what President Trump is doing.
Well, I, as a resident, would support that, and I think that Councilwoman Sultana would as well.
Yeah, I mean, well, Mr. Ruggles, if
yeah.
you don't mind looking into that, because it's your resolution, ordinance.
Yeah, that's
2017.
Yeah.
that's what I was going to say. So if you read the draft that I sent you,
mentioned it.
yeah, I mentioned it.
Right.
It is actually, the ordinance is actually drafted by Dr. Ruggles' previous resolution
Right. It just went a little past.
in definitions.
So if Councilman Ruggles would like to add a line in there that we don't, we don't agree with, then, I mean, I personally would support it. I don't speak for anybody else. But all this extra stuff, I just don't think I think it causes more harm than good. Personally, that's just my opinion.
I think our job as council members is to do what we can within our legal authority to protect the well-being of our residents. But I do feel that federal issues such as ICE and immigration are outside of our jurisdiction. And I'm not a big fan of passing things that are symbolic in nature. That belongs in a resolution to show where our support lies. But I just don't feel that the ordinance has teeth, as we've seen in other municipalities. And I feel that, I've heard from other residents as well and business owners, primarily downtown, that they feel that this ordinance would put a bullseye on the backs of, people that they care about. And, I can't support that. I'm sorry. But, I think that updating the resolution is something that we could have a discussion on.
Again, just to clarify, this is not to limit, this ordinance will not limit the federal job. We are not overriding anything that's federally happening. It's for the city. We legislators are telling our police department what they can and cannot do. That's all. We are not overriding anything. And, talking to downtown businesses, I am not sure what they know and what they don't know about this ordinance or what's happening around the city or around the country, because we do have like one administration ripping the families apart, cutting all the fund, everything. Inflation is high. Everybody in this country is struggling. You're a person of color or you're not a person of color, and we are entire democratic council, and we cannot protect, we cannot just stand against his cruel anti-immigration policies. That's just disturbing to me.
Councilwoman, for me, again, I'm only speaking for me. If your origin of any of that, stop inflation, could protect immigrants, could protect LGBT, anything like that, I'd be with you, but it doesn't. All it does is tell our police to don't do something that they're not doing. That's like me giving you the promise you're not going to kick my car. For what? You never kicked it before. Why do I want to tell you for you to tell me you're not going to kick it again? You haven't kicked it before. It's the same thing. Our police are not doing it. We have a great police department. I would put our police department up against any police department in the Commonwealth. We have a great department led by a great chief. They're not doing it. And when I call the chief and ask about ICE, he gets right on it and gives back to me with the information because they don't know about it.
Same with me.
Same with you. So I just think it just doesn't make sense to pass it, but I would support a line in Councilman Rocco's resolution.
Walt, how you doing?
Can I speak now?
Yes.
Name and address, please.
My name is Walter Howell. I live at 218 West Berwick Street in the city of Easton. Been there since 1978.
Walter, former detective.
I also was a police officer with the city of Easton for a little over 30 years. And I won't take up a lot of time, but I'm requesting that I be notified the next time this ordinance come up, because I want to speak to my opposition of it being passed. Thank you.
Well, I just wanted to thank you too for your work honoring all of our first responders with the Kiwanis Club every year, and I've been excited to be a part of it. But thanks for doing that year over year. I think it's an important recognition program.
Yeah, and Walt was one of our detectives too. Walt and I worked together for many years, and still do, really.
Thank you for your services.
I just want to say before
We have Mr.
Artie talks, I appreciate your support for our police department, because I think this ordinance, we got to remember that we're fully accredited and we now at premier status. That means we have rules and regulations that are written down and written policies that are followed. And if they're not followed, the man sitting in the front row will take care of it.
And documented.
And documented. So I appreciate that, and I think this puts a morale problem every time we talk about it with our police department. There's a morale issue that comes up. Well, why are you telling me to do something that I'm already doing? And I think it's wrong. So
Amir, I totally get your point, because I understand, because for other bills as well, you have your same, used to be the same. I mean, with all the bills, especially that you feel like are underride, our state or federal legislation. So I understand your point, totally 100% understand. But I don't understand other council members who pass to bill legalization of marijuana and saying that it will not override the state law. I mean, it just make no sense to me. So
First of all, Councilwoman, we didn't legalize anything, right? And
I mean,
we were clear. I know, but
yes,
you said
yes.
legalize. Secondly, if the federal government came into Easton and said, you're charging it and doing it this way, there's nothing I can do about it.
Yep.
But currently, we have the discretion to charge it as a misdemeanor or as a summary. I moved to charge it as a summary. That was it. I didn't fight federal. I didn't go after anybody. I did something that the Easton police are doing, that directly dealing with. Our police are not involved with ICE. You want us to pass something they're not doing, and you're trying to compare it to marijuana is ridiculous. It's not even comparable. I know you want to make
For me,
it comparable to
for me
Pusher.
it is because
Okay, well then it is.
it is comparable.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Okay, Artie.
Artie.
Artie Ravitz, 144 Church Street, Easton. I'd like to know, has there been any date changes on the
Artie,
warehouse
can you-
discussion?
Artie,
Mike?
can you
Speak
speak
in the
into the mic,
Sorry.
please? Thank you so much.
Just want to know any information about the date changes for the planning, for the new warehouse that they're planning on 13th.
So the planning commission last week voted to recommend a denial of the special exception for work within the floodplain. So that will go to zoning on Monday at 6 p.m. for a decision.
Monday at 6 p.m.
Yeah. So if you can make it, I hope to see you there. Artie.
And may I just add in here that I'm not sure it's on the agenda. As I understand it, there's only 2 people showing up because my wife and I are on vacation next week, and she may have to call in. But I would like to just city council to think about adding, and Mr. Shear reminded me today at our solicitors meeting that we already have that you can't miss more than 3 meetings in a year, and our authorities, boards, and commissions are more important than us, believe it or not, because they approve or not approve many of the projects that go on in the city, and we're having a problem with attendance. And that zoning board is one of them. And I will probably not appoint people who don't have a good track record, because the zoning hearing board, more than any other board, is a quasi-judicial board that has a stenographer and is proceeded as a court hearing, and it's you can appeal it to the Court of Common Pleas if you don't like the decision, but I want to bring up a resolution that says that the authorities, boards, and commission members can't miss more than three meetings in a year.
Perfect.
That's a good idea.
Mr. Chair, before you say anything, but is it my knowledge that if in fact it does not get approved, they have the right to ask for a hearing through council?
Yeah, let me be specific about the procedure. First of all, where we are procedurally, and excuse me for standing up, but this, well, maybe
It was stuck.
I can't move it here.
Don't worry, we don't mind you standing.
The zoning hearing is on a special exception, as Councilperson Rose indicated, just on the special exception concerning certain devices that would be moved within the within the floodplain district, the flood hazard district. The land development plan itself. The land development plan itself. Oh, now I can sit down, get comfortable, talk for the next
Put your feet up.
20 minutes. The land development itself is still on the agenda for the next planning commission meeting, because, you know, among the different options is that, you know, the commission could vote to recommend approval subject or conditioned upon the special exception. I don't think that that's in the works. It could deny it because of the failure to provide, to be in compliance with zoning. But right now, that will be on the September 3 agenda, unless something changes, for a vote on the land development plan itself. And if anything gets continued, by the way, Artie, the October meeting will not be the first Wednesday in October, out of deference to the Yom Kippur holiday, which begins that night. The Planning Commission meeting in October will be the third Wednesday of the month. So I'm just giving you a preview. Planning Commission's work may be done that Wednesday. Now, to get to Councilperson Brown's comment, our ordinance, and I don't have the language exactly in front of me, provides that if the applicant is not satisfied with the action of the commission, who has 15 days to issue a decision from the completion of the hearing, then the applicant has a right to go to city council. That's their next appeal step. It's not a de novo hearing. They have to go and they have to present what they want city council to reconsider.
Okay.
So they would present it how they wish. City council would then make a decision, and then there would be a right to appeal to common police court.
Okay, thank you. That's
But their appeal is based only on what was
Factual.
the denial, right?
correct.
If
I mean, it
there-
has to be defined.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because as far as I could see, if a planning commission approves project, people who are objecting, I don't know that they have any rights at all to appeal, other than maybe they go to common police court, but there's no provision in there for them to go to city council. But that's, yeah, they would only be coming to asking city council to review it if there's a denial.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor, number two, I'm trying to get the code inspection report for the people who own the Peruvian restaurant property. Is it possible I can get that report so I can talk to Magistrate Yetter and find out what the decision is and why maybe I could
You have
submit
to file a right to know, and I will make sure you get the report.
Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate
We
it.
have to do a right to know report.
thank you.
My solicitors make me do it. Well, the state does. I'm sorry, I'm the solicitor.
Well, I think that overall the decision was made to be consistent, that everyone should do the right to know request. We had a sort of an informal procedure. You know, it's tough when there's something easy to show someone and to have to require a form to be filled out. But the problem is when you start doing it for some people and then it becomes burdensome without going through that formal process. So a decision was made, I think, not just from the solicitors, but in conjunction with other departments, that to have some consistency, an RTK request should be filed.
Okay. Anyone else? Mr. Pitts?
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Mayor, Council. On August 8th, we appreciate the work that the city did over on Nescahoney Street. On the 9th, we did, excuse me, we were asked not to bring so many bikes down Nescahoney Street. So we brought less than 20 down. We did not stop because the site wasn't completed. So we hadn't planned to stop. And now that we hang either wreath in Bethlehem or on Nescahoney Street, which we are planning to hang both next year at both sites. But we did miss you, Mr. Mayor. We did see Mr. Pettibone. We was glad you were there. We will try to bring it, but we will not bring a lot of bikes over because EPD asked us not to bring a lot of bikes over. So we didn't want to bring them over, so we sent all the other bikes to Steel Stacks. So, but we do enjoy supporting the neighborhood over there, and they have asked us to ask the city that they're having a rodent problem over there because it's not being taken care of, which they did go over on the 8th and they took care of some of the problem, but they're still complaining about rodents over there and mosquitoes. So we can't help them as Buffalo soldiers, but I have told them that they need to contact the city because we can't help them with that problem. We will try to get one problem straight for them. And maybe we can find out, do we have an ETA date for when they're gonna start construction on Nescahoney? It was September this time. Last time I heard it was May, then it was June, then it was July, then it was August. So are you sure it's gonna be in September? So actually, we don't have any ETA date
Well,
when
the
they're
problem
gonna.
is a government project, so you get, number one, you gotta go with the lowest bidder. So if that bidder is not prepared. Like right now, we got the same group doing Vanderveer and Centennial. Centennial had to wait till Vanderveer was done, and Raspberry. So you know, it's definitely going to be done this year.
But now, can the city keep it up there where the people don't complain about the rodents? Because I'm getting calls on a regular
That we
basis.
could take care of. That we could take.
Yeah, because I mean, it was growing up over there. They had me over several times over there, and it was a mess over there. In fact, I think I had one of your city council members to come over and see it for himself, which they had a valid reason for complaining about the rodents over there.
Mr. Pitts, Mayor, if I may, when the residents called me, as they were directed by Mr. Pitts, I went over and met with the neighbors. I spoke to Dave right away. It just wasn't on the schedule. We just missed it because we thought it was going to be worked on, so it just wasn't on the schedule. And Dave had the guys over the first thing in the morning, so it's on their schedule now. So, as I told the residents, they won't have a problem anymore with the overgrowth of the weeds and things.
And where we have got, the Buffalo Soldiers had agreed to meet with the neighborhood at least twice a week. And basically, I have nothing to tell them, but no more. But we did promise that we would meet with them twice a week.
Okay.
So thank you for your time.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Anyone else like to address City Council on any item relating to the City of Easton? I'll then entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Moved in second.
Before the vote, if you instruct our chief not to talk so much in further meetings.
Oh.
You're being facetious.
All right.
You did.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mayor Panto?
Aye.
Mr. Pinnabone?
Aye.
Mrs. Rose?
Aye.
Dr. Ruggles?
Aye.
Ms. Sultana?
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you.